Yeah, Chef G is done. 8 Trey in 9 ways. And crimes about to get explained. Watch this. 32 alleged members of Brooklyn-based gangs variously charged with 140 counts, including conspiracy to commit murder. 12 shootings with 13 victims, including 1 fatality and 3 innocent bystanders. Violence allegedly driven by 8 Trey member Michael Williams, aka rapper Sheff G. Rapper Tegan Chambers, aka Sleepy Hollows, also charged as co-conspirator. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez, together with New York City Mayor Eric Adams and New York City Police Commissioner Keechan L. Selwell, today announced that 32 members of the 8 Trey Crips and its affiliate, the 9 Ways Gangs, are named in a 140-count indictment for allegedly committing shootings, possessing guns, and using stolen cars during the shootings to eliminate rivals that included members of Folk Nation, Gangsta Disciples, and ICG Babies. District Attorney Gonzalez said, "I'm confident that today's successful takedown will have a positive impact on public safety across several Brooklyn communities as we enter the summer months. The senseless gun violence allegedly committed by these defendants terrorized our neighborhoods for years and left more than a dozen people with serious injury. It is distressing to know that some of the violence was allegedly fueled by a young man who used money he made from a successful music career to allegedly pay for and encourage acts of violence. Together, the NYPD, my office will continue to target the most violent individuals to build strong cases against them, as we have in this case." Mayor Adams said, "Since day one, our administration has been focused on reducing gun violence and taking aggressive action to address violent gang activity throughout the city. The actions of these 32 people put the lives of New Yorkers in danger, carrying out murder, assault, gun possession, and using stolen cars during the shootings. These indictments should serve as a reminder that no one is above the law, and if you commit acts of violence in New York City, you will be held accountable." Commissioner Sewell said, "For more than 2 years, NYPD investigators have been working closely with the Brooklyn District Attorney to do what they do better than anyone: keep the people and communities we serve safe. The gang members indicted today may have thought they could traffic in violence, intimidation, and fear with impunity, but they were wrong. Together with our law enforcement partners, and the NYPD is tackling violent crime and violent criminals head on. And this case is just the latest example of our shared commitment to the public safety of all New Yorkers." The defendants are being arraigned in court today before Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Daddy Chung on a 140-count indictment in which they are variously charged with second-degree murder, second-degree attempted murder, second-degree conspiracy, second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, first-degree assault, first-degree attempted assault, second-degree kidnapping, first-degree gang assault, first-degree attempted gang assault, second-degree assault, first-degree reckless endangerment, and related charges. The district attorney said the indictments is the result of a long-term investigation by the district attorney, Violent Criminal Enterprise Bureau, and the NYPD's Gun Violence Suppression Division into these shootings and gun possession incidents allegedly committed by members of 8 Trey Crips and its affiliates. The 9 Ways Gang, primarily in the 67th and 71st precincts. The investigation focused on the 8 Trey Crips based out of Flatbush, Canton 8 Trey Crips, Flatbush 40s 8 Trey Crips, and Canarsie 80s Flossie 8 Trey Crips. The territory of the 9 Ways Gangs. The 9 Ways Gang run from East New York Avenue to Church Avenue and Remsen Avenue to East 98th Street in East Flatbush. During the conspiracy period from March 19th to the present, the 8 Trey Crips and 9 Way Gangs allegedly possessed guns, committed shootings, and stole cars for use in the shootings, all in furtherance of their goals to maintain geographic control and dominance over their territories, enhance the reputation of the 8 Trey Crips and 9 Ways Gangs, and eliminate rival members of the Folk Nation, Gangsta Disciples, and ICG Babies. During the conspiracy period covered in the indictments, there were 27 indictments of violence and criminal activity, including 12 shooters with 13 victims, including 1 fatality. 3 shooting victims were innocent bystanders. Approximately 37 different firearms were used or possessed by the defendants, and 19 firearms were recovered during the course of the investigation. It is alleged that many of the acts of violence were captured on surveillance videos. Furthermore, it is alleged that defendants boasted about their criminal activities on social media and in text messages discussing acts of violence and taking credit for shootings and an assault. The most egregious incident charged in the indictment is a mass shooting on Hawthorne Street in Folk Nation territory on October 21st, 2020 at approximately 10:15 p.m. It is alleged that defendant Kimandre DeCatu is captured on surveillance video emerging from the sunroof of a white Infiniti and opening fire while other individuals fired guns from the driver's side and rear driver's side windows. An alleged Folk Nation rival, Theodore Sr., 23, was killed and 5 others alleged Folk Nation members were shot and injured. DeCatu is charged with the murder, and his co-conspirators include Michael Williams and his sister, Crystal Williams, are charged with being a part of the conspiracy to commit murder for this incident and others. In particular, approximately an hour after that mass shooting, Michael Williams allegedly sent a text message seeking confirmation that the 8 Trey Crips and 9 Ways had scored against rivals. In separate messages to his sister, Crystal Williams, Michael Williams sent pictures of the victim and a news article about the incident and shootings that preceded it that day. 2 days after the homicide, it is alleged that Michael Williams hosted a lavish dinner with his fellow 8 Trey Crips and 9 Way members, including Tegan Chambers, at a Manhattan steakhouse to celebrate the death of Theodore Sr. and the injuries of the 5 other shooting victims. Furthermore, it is alleged that Williams, who rented a large house in Short Hills, New Jersey during the conspiracy period, used the earnings of his music career to fuel gun violence in Brooklyn by offering money and giving expensive jewelry to those who commit acts of violence. Williams' involvement went beyond merely offering money to commit acts of violence. It is alleged that in one shooting incident, Williams coordinated a group of 3 shooters, drove those shooters to the crime scene, and then acted as a getaway driver. Other significant incidents that are charged as part of the conspiracies include on April 5, 2021, it is alleged that members of the ICG Babies gang shot at Williams' mansion in Short Hills, where he and his closest 8 Trey allies lived. Over the next several months, Williams and some other defendants allegedly embarked on a campaign to seek revenge against the rival Baby gang and an 8 Trey member who they believe betrayed Williams by giving the rivals his address in New Jersey. On April 6, 2021, it is alleged video surveillance captured a black Jeep Trackhawk, which is registered to Michael Williams, driving on Cadden Avenue towards East 18th Street and eventually parking on St. Paul Street. Defendants Oval Martinez, Tony Darden, and Kendrick Austri exited the vehicle, walked to Cadden Avenue and East 18th Street, and allegedly opened fire in the direction of a rival and struck 2 innocent bystanders, a 53-year-old man and a 43-year-old woman. They allegedly fled the location and entered the Trackhawk, where Williams was alleged the getaway driver. The following day, Darden allegedly shared the news article about the shooting and a group text message between himself, Williams, Martinez, and Austri. On June 20, 2021, in the early morning hours of the following day, it is alleged defendants Donald Alduin, Joseph Crick Best, Victor Davis, Najma James, Ricardo Johnson, Markov Joseph, Imani Maxwell, Saleya Phillip, Shatyke Robinson, Ty Lynn Williamson, conducted a coordinated violent attack using a caravan of 3 cars on the fellow 8 Trey member who they betrayed Michael Williams. The group located the individual at Flatbush Avenue in Albemarle Road, where they allegedly took turns punching and kicking him, then shoved him into a car. And all 10 defendants drove to the vicinity of Holy Cross Cemetery, where they dragged the victim out of the car and continued to beat, kick, and stomp him. The assault was ultimately interrupted by police responding to 911 calls reporting the beating. The investigation was conducted by the New York City Police Department Sergeant Joseph Calabrese and Detective Christopher Kelly of the Gun Violence Suppression Division under the supervision of Sergeant David Zayas, Sergeant Calvin Fergus, Lieutenant Salvatore Sikov, Captain Ryan Gillis, and all of the Gun Violence Suppression Division, and Deputy Chief Jason Savino, the commanding officer of the Gun Violence Suppression Division, along with the detective squads of the 67th, 70th, 71st and 73rd Precincts, and Brooklyn South Homicide Squad, all under the overall supervision of Chief of Detective James W. Essig. The case is being prosecuted by Senior Assistant District Attorney Edward Kearns and Roman Galloper and Assistant District Attorney Amel Safija of the District Attorney's Violent Criminal Enterprise Bureau, under the supervision of Assistant District Attorneys, Gilligan DePietro and Catherine Spoke. VCE Deputy Bureau Chief's Assistant District Attorney Jennifer Celia, VCE First Deputy Bureau Chief and Assistant District Attorney Alfred Del Genies, VCE Bureau Chief. The indictment is merely accusation and not proof of defendant's guilt. So that gang member that they had and beat up, that was one of their homies. He's snitching for sure. Why wouldn't he? Then on top of that, guarantee one of your ops is snitching and one of your homies gonna flip as well. See, the thing is this. The police can say you did anything with a little bit of evidence. But the funny part is somebody gonna corroborate their story. And once you do that, then there you go. That's how it typically goes. They really have a little bit. But when y'all give them some more and some more and some more and some more, next thing you know, we got a whole entire case. So with that being said, bro, I'm gonna keep it authentic with you. Sheff G and Sleepy Hollow, them boys there, they finished. The fact that you pulled a wife in Lucci almost, and you took cats to complete the drill, if you a boss, you don't fight until it's the final stage. That's how the video games do it. You don't show up in any of the levels, and if you do, it's only from a speculative standpoint where you're standing there not doing anything. When you are in the core, and you drop cats off to complete a mission, you are involved in that crime. So, he faces 25 years because I think he's going to end up getting about 16. Personally, they had to charge you with a multitude and a bevy of crimes and then see which ones can stick. It's essentially this. If I told you you can shoot a half-court shot for $1 million, your next question should be, how many attempts do I get? Would you settle for 1 or would you settle for 20? But some of y'all won't get it and some of y'all just did. This is why they charged them with so many crimes. Bro, I'm pretty sure they could charge them with jaywalking, they would. But either way that go, bro, it ain't looking good. And I'll keep it authentic. What the hell is y'all doing? When y'all get money, y'all supposed to get up out the way. The fact that you went basically to the next state over, not even that far from where you at originally, shows how stupid y'all is. Some of y'all don't deserve the blessings that you get, because when y'all get the blessings that y'all get, y'all turn that shit into sin. But hey, it's gonna hurt, but it is what it is, man. These is young dudes, and we can't say it's not expected, because it happens every single day. A goofy get money, a goofy do goofy things, and next thing you know, the goof troop is here. But y'all, let me know your thoughts on this. Subscribe, turn on that bell to stay notified. Clips!